So yeah, had a little bit of a bump start here. I started and then I stopped because I remembered I wanted to add YouTube, and it did YouTube. However, it actually did like my personal YouTube, which I really don't have much stuff in. And I did create a morning Scrum YouTube, like separate channel. So I may have to figure out like how I can fix that. Anyway, I didn't want to mess around with it more. I just wanted to dig in today. And yeah, there's a bunch of like updates that I've been making in my process. So if you haven't figured it out right now, like what I'm doing is a what I'm doing right now is it's like a build in public, right? So I'm gonna like I took this like Tony Robbins test thing, and it said that I'm an influencer, and that just kind of sealed the deal for me. I thought it was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm an influencer, and I'm just gonna go like figure this out, right? Like every day. So I anchored that in. I'm just gonna produce this morning Scrum every day, go live on LinkedIn, and just like keep improving. And so I've done like yesterday, I kind of I tried a couple of different post-production approaches, and I downloaded DaVinci Resolve, was like, nah, this is just not right. I was trying CapCut, and like just too simplistic, to be honest with you. And then just finally was like, okay, it's just back to Adobe Premiere. Is there a kind of a learning curve? Yes. Have I used it a fair amount? Yes. Like Adobe products have been a fixture throughout my life. When I first, I had a little temp job right out of college doing, putting together this was 96, 97-ish, something like that. And it was putting together like a local magazine, and I was they wanted me to at first to do the whole thing in like Adobe PageMaker, whatever it was. I forget what the tool at the time was. It might not have been PageMaker, but anyway, there's no way that you can do a whole magazine. It was like so slow, but I did like create and produce a lot of layouts, and then they like cut, and like super high quality print, and then they would cut and put into the paper. And it definitely like made an impact in productivity at the time. But anyway, since then I've used Adobe stuff for all kinds of things. So I do think that like post production is something I want to be skilled at myself and creative, and like have to build up that. Have to go learn that product a little bit more. But anyway, I'll get there. So so I actually today's so I did a bunch of other things. I added scenes here in Restream, which is kind of been playing with that. So that's helpful. And as I mentioned, I'm also live streaming now. So there's LinkedIn and YouTube live stream. Even though like I don't announce the events or do anything, I just go on, and maybe someday somebody's going to jump in here. We'll see. And so next up, so today's topic is really about like, okay, what's it take to go from live stream to content production, essentially, or to build a content engine from live streaming content. So did some research at the trusty old notebook LM here and created a cool little chart. Wow, look at that. So much creative work in so little time, right? And this is interesting. Live production itself, that's a lot of what I focused on early, and was just how do you actually do this? How do you do it well? And what's the stack look like? So I had to get some different tools. I've spent some time with OBS, and the main thing for the reason why OBS is not really suitable for this right now is that one, it is a bit more complex, but it's definitely more like capable of doing like layouts and other things. The downside is that I'm just not really sure like how you bring that into when you have guests on the show. And so like Restream is fine, or there's other tools like this. StreamYard is another one. I think Riverside FM, so like cloud-based or tools are fine. And they, as long as they record high quality video, the both separate channels are good. Like I did research, and Zoom is not a good choice. It just doesn't, it's not the right tool for this. So, because it can be used, but for high quality video, it's not a good tool. So so the next, picking and figuring out like how, and just even setting up your environment, right? Like I went and got the mic, and at some point I have to get a green screen here, and so these things matter, right? The more efficiently you can produce, do I show my hands or not? The more efficiently you can produce the show, or the more the show can be like basically a production that is like the final output, the less work you're going to do on the back end. Like you get all this value that gets created by being live in the production, and the better engineered that is, the better your outcome. I'm sure of that. I came up with some other breakthroughs too in terms of thinking. It's like record the show today, work on the show all day today, and then post it like tomorrow. So you'll start to see that pattern is going to be every day, like posted to LinkedIn. So what happens is after I post on LinkedIn tomorrow morning, then I'll go and like figure out the next morning's record it, and then the next day is when it actually posts. So there's a kind of like, live stream cycle. And I've been working on launching some collab shows, collaboration shows with other, with a co-host, and thinking about, okay, let's say that's a weekly show, then, we're going to meet for 30 minutes, right? We're going to record for 15 minutes, or we're going to chat for 10 minutes, record for 10 minutes, and talk and prep the next show for 10 minutes. It could be as quick as that. Like, hey, let's go to Notebook.lo, create the image for next week. You have time to study it. Let's get on. Let's talk about it. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be super efficient like that. And there's a workflow cycle that occurs. So that's worth thinking. And then, what else, right? This is what I'm really working on a lot now, is like, how do I take this content, turn it into AI summarized content, post on LinkedIn, and create, I was messing around yesterday with the Adobe Express, and you go to Clip Maker. It's okay. At the end of the day, like I think that AI isn't there for creating the clips, and that like with a little bit of manual work in Premiere, right, I can take the whole thing. I've just given up trying to have music recorded with this. I don't think it's the right thing. Like I have to get the sound engineering a little better in Photoshop, in Premiere, but I just have to remember how to do some of it. And once that's there, it's like, man, okay, get the recording, add the music, there's the whole transcription and script-based stuff. Just grab a little copy of text, clean up, edit super quick, and there's your clip, right? And that's really what AI is going to do for most of these. And I mean, it's like, does it really save time if the clips come out so weird and awkward? I mean, I used one from the clipping in the post I did this morning, and it was like, okay, but I still had to go back and do a bunch of editing. And like, again, these workflows are going to sometimes produce a ton of value. And like, sometimes you're just going to be like, it's better just to go like look through the script and pick the snippet that I want. So anyway, that's a whole thing that I'm going to spend some time on later today. But really thinking about, engineer the production, right? Engineer the process, the workflow, which is not really necessarily shown on here yet. It's, but fine. I'll create a better map later, and then really thinking about what repurposing. What's the post production, right? What are all these artifacts I produce from what I created, and then how do I distribute that out, and also think about calls to action. So I did add this like final scene here. So I am going to actually try to make some money in life. I'm going to try to monetize this show a little bit somehow or another. And, most, I think that's going to be pointing people to my strategy services. I'm still working out exactly, I need my call to action here. But I actually, the work that I want to do, or that I like to do, is create maps for people. I like to draw pictures, and or create, visual, decision experiences. Like just this morning, I spent some time working on or presenting a user experience flow that actually I presented an example of that before. It was really effective in, helping convey the key points to, a leadership team for a small company about, how to, what's needed to build a partner program. And then I actually have, from that feedback, I'll finalize the kind of map and then create, and it just, that way I can literally go through for them and just use AI and produce, an entire funnel's worth of content for, a broker agent program, right? There's only, like, if you know the key pieces and you have kind of the model for the flow of how something works. I mean, look, in the past, what AI does is it just makes it fast for me to have, in the past, you could go to somebody and try to write all of this. So that's a huge transition in AI. And it's not doesn't mean you need intelligence to architect the outputs, and you need intelligence to look at them and align them. But everybody's using AI for things like this anyway, but if you're not, you should be, right? You can literally just say, hey, spit out like a welcome sequence for this kind of program. I mean, the reason for that is there's just so much of that knowledge is out there in the internet, like that it's not hard for AI to produce those kind of artifacts, at least to a reasonable level of quality, like way better than most small companies are ever going to write for themselves, so because they follow proven formats in terms of the kinds of content you need. And you try to get a team of people that don't really know how to write together to write a 5 email welcome sequence or whatever. It's not going to go well. So anyway, going from map to visual design to feedback to output, that's anyway. I like to do that kind of work, and I'm going to come up with some different offers. But for now, I'm just going to use this slide to remind myself that I need to promote myself. So anyway, thanks everybody, and have a great Wednesday. Even though you'll probably be hearing this on a Thursday or a Friday or whatever day you do.